Hey guys, welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. I'm Alex Whiteley, and today I'm coming to you guys from Lavender Blue Services. Now, I'm speaking to Kaye Gunner, and the reason I wanted to speak to you is because right from the very beginning, right from when we first sort of started at the Biscuit, we sort of got a chat, and I think on Facebook, and I was like, yeah, I'll come round. I'll bring some mics round. And we just never did it. I don't know what it is. And so here we are like 4 years later or something.
Yeah, I think it just, time just flies, doesn't it, really?
It really does. I mean, it's really, when you're running a business like you are, or businesses, should I say, and I'm doing what I'm doing, it's time does fly. And so I'm here today to sort of just chat about you and sort of your journey, because this is what we like to do at the Biscuit. I always describe the Biscuit as like the one show for Shrewsbury. You know, we have to cover a bit of everything.
Yeah.
So I want to find out sort of where this all began for you. So where are you from? Are you Shrewsbury born and bred, or where are you from?
I'm originally from Lichfield, but I've been in Shrewsbury for, oh my gosh, probably 25 years or more. Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's one of those towns that just attracts people and keeps people here.
I just absolutely fell in love with the town anyway. When we were kids, we always used to come through Shrewsbury on the old A5 to go on holiday to Wales. And I think it's just sort of stuck in my mind. I'd always like to end up here.
It's really weird. I mean, I'd never been to, the only time I'd been to Shrewsbury was through the train. Like sometimes what would happen, because my kids are in Wrexham, I moved to Telford, and I used to travel back and on the train to go see my kids, or bring them back on the train or whatever. So sometimes I did the bus replacement things, and you'd end up stuck in Shrewsbury. That's the only time I'd really been there. But it's when I married my wife, with now, and her family was here, and we started coming to see her family, and I was just like, this place is awesome. I love it. And I just fell deep in love with it. And you know what? I was listening back to, because what we're doing now is we're releasing some of our older episodes, because we're over 300 episodes now. So we've never really used YouTube. I don't know why, but we never really used it. So we're going to start releasing some of the vintage Biscuit episodes on YouTube.
Oh, that'd be great.
One of the episodes we're going to be re-releasing soon is the episode we did with Lorraine Fletcher and Stan Sedman from For the Love of Shrewsbury Facebook group that just absolutely blew me away. And that was the inspiration for the Shrewsbury Biscuit. I saw it and I was like, wow, people love this town.
Yeah.
They'll take pictures and they'll discuss pictures, and they'll share the vintage pictures of olden days and stuff, you know. Yeah,
it's a beautiful town. I absolutely love it here.
Yeah. And how far into sort of, I mean, what's your past when it comes to like businesses, or what's your career and stuff? What have you been doing?
Well, from a very early age, I've always been into sales.
Yeah.
And then I left home and I worked in the hospitality industry for quite a few years, and then went back into sales. I had a business in Welshpool, so I moved home very early on. And
yeah, well, I mean, it takes a type of person to be able to run a business and to be able to run a team of people. I've been very open and honest about sort of not my struggles, but like, when it comes to doing what I do with the Biscuit, and I'm sorry to reflect on myself, I always do that. I always kind of...
No, that's fine.
But like, when it comes to what I do, I like doing this behind the microphone, all right? I like creating content and playing with it, editing it, releasing it. There's something really cathartic and something really, therapeutic about that. Especially when speaking to new people and meeting new people, that's great. But when it comes to running a team, like the build to Pod Aid was an absolute nightmare for me, because there were deadlines to meet, there was content to create, there were emails to be sent, there was all this kind of thing going on. And my amazing teammates throughout the time, we're just struggling with stressed out. And there's nothing worse than stressed out. I'm kind of like, why is this not done? Why? And I feel like even though I can be a leader, at that time, I wasn't a very good leader. You learn from those sort of mistakes that I had and stuff. So have you always been the kind of person to be able to run something, to run a business, to, you know, have that team behind you?
I've always been determined and quite self-motivated, actually, in any job I have. Yeah. I worked in the care industry for a long time, 10 years, looking after children in care, and also one-to-one care. And then which really prompted me into doing the job I'm doing now.
Oh, okay. Jobs like that require a lot of empathy, don't they? a lot of giving, you know.
Absolutely,
I work in support myself with care leavers. And, you know, you can't, I always say you cannot do a job like this if you don't care. You just can't, you know. If you got like a teenager crying about something and you don't go over and ask if they're okay, then you're a monster. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you've got to be able to do those sort of things.
Yeah.
And I guess you need that as a leader. You know, as someone that creates a business, you've got to be able to understand people, right? That
Absolutely.
really helps, I suppose.
Yeah. But I think I found my niche in life, and that's to help other people.
Yeah.
No matter what job I do, I always like to help other people. And I've really implemented that in the business.
Yeah.
So we help others along the way.
Yeah, and I found that's very natural. I mean, I'm not saying that's not a personal thing for you, because obviously that's your personal belief, and that's I love that. But like, there's a lot of businesses in Shrewsbury that do have that belief anyway. Just it's I don't know what it is, whether that's a Shrewsbury thing or just a thing in general. When it comes to collaboration and helping other people, it just seems to be sort of a natural thing to progress to, and that's really nice. I really like that, because you always think about, you know, when you're growing up, you always think about business as dog eat dog, but it's not. It's really not. It's a lot of people working well together. Where does this all stop for you then? The Lavender Blue services, and what is your progression now? Where does that begin?
Okay, it began about 2009/10, really. Under sad circumstances, unfortunately. But I had 4 children to put a roof over their heads and didn't know what to do and where to go next. So we put a few leaflets out, me and the children, and we just started from there. So I used to go into somebody's home and do 2 hours cleaning and 2 hours gardening. And then my son was made redundant and he came on board with me. And then it just progressed and started from there, really. And then he used to do the gardens and I used to do the cleaning. And then my other son, he came on board part-time Saturday holiday work, and he then wanted to be an accountant. And I thought, this is going to be great because he can be my accountant for my business. But he's more of an outdoor kid. So he came after his, I think he was just about to start his level 4 in accountancy and then go on to uni. But he said, Mum, I can't do this. I need to be outside door working.
Interesting.
So I said, if you're going to do that, then you'll need a qualification. So I sent him off as my first apprentice to do landscape, horticulture and landscaping at Wolford College.
Wow.
So he did that through working as well. And then he set up his own business called Lavender Landscape.
Nice.
And then we were still doing the garden maintenance, which my other son runs. And it's actually all connected. So, and then we've progressed and progressed and progressed, and we did sort of commercial. So we do a lot of vendor tenancies for lots of estate agents and landlords. Then we do
put people on the spot as well, like to do with the biscuit, just shove a mic in people's faces. I forget my kids' dates of births and all sorts. But what I'm getting from this, though, this has come out of necessity, right? You guys had to bundle together and work to get by.
Yeah.
And this is what's come from it.
Yeah.
And that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
I think that's really nice because, you know, you see people through tough times. You know, I've done it myself. You know, dragging a lawnmower from house to house, sort of doing the gardens, washing cars, these sort of things. But to see that develop into something like this, I mean, that's really something special.
Yeah. So we're a family-run business.
Yeah.
And now we've progressed that much that obviously my 2 eldest sons have got married, and my daughter-in-law's work in the office as well.
Yeah.
One as finance manager and one as the office manager.
How is that deal working with family though? Because you can't tell them to get lost, you know. No,
it's great. We're all very close. We're a very close family.
Good.
Even my daughter-in-laws, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's very good. So I just imagine it's. I mean, me and my wife is coming around with me at the moment. Used to be met her at the food festival.
She's lovely.
She's
and
amazing.
your little boy.
Yeah, Timmy's here.
Well cute.
Obviously, with the biscuit, we've had Jules, we've had Shane, we've had Dee Dee, we've had a few people come through, and you know, people got lives. You know, people's lives change and stuff. But the biscuit will always sit with me because I created it. So like, whether Shane stays and goes, whether Jules stays and goes, well, it doesn't matter. These people have come and been part of my life, and I love them to bits, right? But my wife, so she started to come follow me around with the camera now as a photographer. And Timmy's like, when we do vlogs, I like to include him as like the mini biscuit, sort of like the Timmy cam. People love Timmy cam when I give him the mic and he just goes nuts with it. We love that. And I feel something special when it all goes to plan, but I worry about like the one day where me and my wife don't quite get on at an event or something, and that's it. Then we've got this like this cloud following over us when we do events and stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's my own anxiety. Well, I'm glad to see that you guys work well together as a team.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. So it's all connected. All our businesses are connected through. And the idea really now is to I've set all my children up in business, and so that they've got that work ethic. Yeah. Sorry.
You're right.
And so last year when the pandemic hit, it hit us hard, and
I imagine.
I decided to carry on with my business plan. And that was to split my business. So we do commercial cleaning and we do domestic cleaning. So we rebranded with a little bit of help of a few other people, which is great. I don't know whether I'm supposed to mention them or not, but
that's fine.
Anyway, so we rebranded and we received a grant. So basically, all went back into the business to actually make us move forward. Although we lost a lot of business, we also gained a lot of business from doing it. So then we had 2 companies. So we've got the commercial cleaning and then we've got the domestic cleaning. And we now employ about 24 people, and I class them now as my extended family.
Oh, nice.
So when we go into a commercial new build and clean that, they want somebody to maintain the gardens. So that will be Sam's company, LBS Garden Maintenance. And then Elliot landscapes the garden. And then they might want a regular cleaner. So that's where we go in on the domestic side. And then we also, as a company, leave a hamper gift set, a lavender hamper gift set, because it's very stressful when you move. So my idea was then to help that person relax, or the family relax, with bath bombs, candles, unpacking all your things. Then we provide, your shampoos, conditioners and things. And it's all very relaxing. And it's just progressed from there. So I was looking for a shop as well. So last year, in the middle of a pandemic again, I received the keys to our property October the 29th, and we managed to open for one day before lockdown again.
Yeah.
We opened for a couple of weeks before Christmas, and then we had to wait till this year, April the 12th. So now I've got a shop as well called Lavender Hampers and Gifts in Butchers Row. And so we provide the family with a welcoming gift. So my idea really as well then to go into care homes, obviously alongside the care plan, is to leave maybe a welcoming gift for them. Just a way of relaxing, but lavender has a lot of benefits as well. So I'm quite passionate about it now. And we sell anything from bath bombs, tea bags, coffee, tea towels,
cookbook,
mugs, cookbook. Yes, yeah. I've put a cookbook together.
You have, right? I remember you mentioned it. Yeah.
Yes, and you can cook with lavender. So, I'm trying now to establish it a little bit more and maybe put a little bit more together.
You see, this is why I love doing what I do. Hearing this story. Right, so your journey from where you started to where you are now is pretty fascinating, because you've got this little enterprise now of
it's
all
huge.
these different businesses that you guys run throughout the family. How fascinating!
And my daughter now has a salon above my shop, because obviously the room was free, so she wanted to do something. So she went into gel nails, express massage, manicures, pedicures. So she's got a little salon above the shop.
What a perfect place. So we sell lavender, one of the most, relaxing herbs you can find.
Yeah.
Why lavender though? What drew you to lavender? I mean, you guys...
Well, actually, I couldn't think of a business name when I first started. And my mum said, oh, Lavender Blue, dilly-dally, and started singing the song. And I said, oh, Lavender Blue services. Oh, well, I really like that. And it sort of had a ring to it. So my mum actually named it about 10 years ago.
Nice.
No, sorry, no. Gosh. Coming up 13 years, isn't it now? Yeah.
Crazy, it's gone quick.
Yeah,
I mean,
quick.
I was talking to someone about my radio show, Naughty Talk, the other day, and somebody was like, oh, the music's not old enough to be classic. What are you on about? Because I was saying like Naughty's music deserves its own sort of place now because you've got like 80s radio stations and 60s and 90s and things. But Naughty's, you talk about 2000, it's 22 years ago, nearly.
Gosh, yeah.
So when you think of it like that, you're like, okay, well, maybe Alex has got a point, and how far things can come in that time. So let me get with the domestic cleaning that you do. So someone's bought a new house, you go in and clean it before they move in, then and you make it look.
So that's a commercial side.
That's a commercial side.
Yeah. So a different team goes in there.
Yeah.
And then, if the customer likes us,
you can stay. That's very clever.
Yeah. So we leave a welcoming gift as a lavender hamper.
Yeah. So that advertises the lavender hamper company.
Yes. And then if they like the goods, they'll come and buy from us from the shop.
That's amazing. That's really interesting, actually.
And then Sam maintains the garden. Elliot landscapes it. And we go in then and do a weekly, fortnightly clean. And then if they really want to relax and have a massage, they can go and see my daughter, which is above the shop.
I might take you up on that, actually. I might need it, to be fair. It's been a difficult year. It really has. And speaking of that, I've spoken to, during the lockdown, I mean, it affected us massively as well. But businesses, something that, this isn't a business. This doesn't earn me any money. It's just more of a hobby, really. But when it comes to someone this is their life, this is what pays the bills or doesn't pay the bills in some people's cases, we've spoken to so many businesses that started or, just before lockdown or during lockdown and, the pandemic. I also remember Vinteria, and Gaynor is an amazing example of that. She bought Vinteria, her dream shop, and then all of a sudden everything stopped. And she didn't have a time to shine. She was just kind of stuck there, And it's the same with you with the hamper place, right?
Absolutely.
That must have been terrible.
Yeah. So we've got an online website as well.
Yeah, I see.
Which that actually started a few years ago. And of course we had the goods and things like this in the office. Yeah. So we did work from home up until about 3 years ago. And then we just sort of expanded a little bit more and needed that more office space too, and a purpose for me to actually, say, right, I've got
I'm going to work.
Yeah, I'm actually going to work.
There's a lot of discussion about that lately, obviously with people maybe going back to offices and stuff, because a lot of people working from home. And I kind of agree, really. There's some people that are like, no, working from home is more productive. We don't have to go in the office, don't need offices. But then at the same time, I think you need to separate, don't you, at home and work?
Yes.
Yeah. You agree?
So I think I couldn't do Zoom calls. I just couldn't get on with the Zoom calls. One-to-one is fine, but when you see a whole screen of about 30 odd people, I just couldn't deal with it at all last year. Working from home for me, I really enjoyed it, to be honest, but I've always been very hands-on and active up until a few years ago. So working from home, I'd just go to the office in the house in my pajamas, went downstairs with a coffee, just switched the computer on, and I found myself still there about 2:00 in the afternoon in my PJs.
Yeah.
And it wasn't ideal, really, because... And then I thought, I must get dressed, and time just flew, because once you've actually stuck behind that computer, you just sort of, you just don't stop. You just carry on and carry on.
I kind of zone out. It's the weirdest thing I do is I go to I just now, right? I said to you, I'll spend half an hour in the house coffee in Colham.
Yeah.
So I went there, got my coffee, which I'm still drinking in my hot cup. I opened my laptop, thought I'd do some editing. And I zone out. Nothing else exists but what's on my screen, right? And work. And before I know it, I'm like, oh my God, I've got an interview in 5 minutes. Let's go. Because you do. So yeah, but I do feel like, especially with mental health things like that, you need to be able to have that place of refuge, your home, your place to go to relax.
Yeah.
And for me, it's all about sort of curling up on the sofa and watching a few episodes of House in my pajamas or something. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I want my home to be. So it's nice that I can get to go out and do this again, and you get to come to the offices like other people. But how did it affect sort of the sale of things for you guys during the lockdowns? You used a lot of Etsy, I guess, to sell the hampers, the lavender hamper stuff.
I didn't use Etsy at all. No, I just did a lot of Facebook. We had quite a few sales coming in. Obviously, everybody went online last year.
Yeah.
So the sales grew and grew, to the fact that I thought, you know what, I really would like this in the shop. And there's a lot of independent shops in Shrewsbury, and I just felt, with a lot of the bigger shops closing, people need something to, have a mooch around, really.
Yeah.
So I thought it would be a great idea, and Butcher Row was just the ideal spot for me, because it actually took me back to my childhood, where I used to work in Lichfield in a little boutique called Tudor Row, and it's very, very much the same.
Yeah. Nice. What do you prefer, though? Do you prefer, obviously all of these businesses that you guys run as a family are amazing.
Yeah.
But which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the shop or the cleaning service? Which one do you prefer to sit and just watch go?
I prefer to be in the shop, admittedly, because I'm quite a people's person, and I love what I sell. I'm very passionate about it. And if I can help others in benefiting from lavender, then I will do so, because you can use it for medical purposes as well, which I found really helped. I am now in the office 2 days a week because my daughter-in-law is expecting a baby, so another addition to the family.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So, baby arrives in about 5 weeks, I think. So that's quite exciting. So Vic is in the office. So I needed to be in the office really at the moment, just to sort of cover things here. So there'll be myself and my daughter-in-law in the offices a couple of days a week. And then I'm in the shop 5 days a week.
Oh, nice. Nice. When it comes to the lavender products that you sell and put together, how do you source all that? Is there any local businesses that you work with to make things?
I try to source from the UK as much as I can, but there's lots of things that I think, oh, that looks nice. I'll try that, and it's lovely, really nice. So, but mostly I'm trying to get all the lavenders under one roof. So at the moment we've got Yorkshire lavender, Cotswold lavender, Somerset lavender, and Kentish lavender from Castle Farm in Kent. So we're trying, all the products are very different, and apparently all the lavenders smell slightly different because it's the soil that the lavender's grown in.
Okay, so it's all environmental. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's all organic as well.
Oh, brilliant. I didn't know there's so many like sort of companies across the UK that sell lavender.
There's a lot. Yeah. There's a lot. You can get, so we've got lavender material, where one of my customers makes some cushions, and I make cushions as well myself, stuff with lavender, and it actually helps the children to sleep. So it's all, I
remember, my parents growing up were Wiccan, right? So we used to go to a lot of earth healing festivals, things like that. I don't really used to pay attention, but there was this one lady that brought this tiny little cushion for me once, because I was a naughty kid. And I was kind of just really hyper, So like, this might chill Alex out. And it was like a cushion thing, and it's filled with lavender. And I carried this thing around me everywhere because it was one of the most amazing things somebody had ever given me, because it did just relax me. It was just a really nice thing to hold on to. It smelled amazing. I could chuck it under my pillow and stuff. It was just and when I think of you and your business, I think about that cushion, because it is a relaxing thing to have around, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely. It helps my granddaughter sleep, especially when I have for a sleepover at night time. I give her a lavender bath bomb,
Yeah.
And she sleeps 12 hours. It's great.
You gave Timmy one. He loved it. Absolutely loved the bath. Yeah. He really. Yeah. I mean, bath bombs are like the rage with the kids at the moment. I couldn't believe it when I saw them in Home Bargains. They had this whole section of just kids' bath bombs. I was like, oh yeah, what a market!
Yeah. Don't go to Home Bargains. Come to Lavender Hampers and Gifts.
Yes, please.
We have an array of over 60 aromas.
Nice.
Not just lavender.
Is that a very popular seller then?
But I say that I've got over 60 aromas, but it's still lavender that actually is the best seller.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's so relaxing. We do shower steamers as well. Because a lot more people now are actually going for showers rather than baths and things. So,
bless you. I'm going to listen to that. See if we get that sneeze on the mic. That's hilarious. Yeah. So what's a shower steamer then? What's that?
You put it at the bottom of the shower and it acts like an aromatherapy. So we've got hangover relief, stress relief, happy, good morning, and sleepy time. So if you have a shower at night time, just put your sleepy bath bomb in, which is obviously lavender aroma, and it makes you sleepy. We've got pillow sprays. We've got all sorts of things that will actually help make you sleep.
The shower thing sounds really appealing to me because, like, I do this thing. There's a couple of things I like to do in the shower to relax. Calm down, listeners. Okay, the first one is I like to just close my eyes and just feel the water sort of running over my head. Right, it sort of wakes me up a bit sometimes, relaxes me. I suffer sometimes from anxiety. Right, so if I'm going to an event somewhere, I'll worry about what I'm wearing or what I'm going to look like or blah 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 blah. This sort of just relaxes me a little bit. Feeling the water running over my head, close my eyes, really slow time down a bit. So something like a nice aroma sort of in the air.
Absolutely, yeah. It would be really, relaxing for you.
Yeah, and I like to do the cold shower thing as well. So I like to gradually get the shower colder and colder and colder until it's coldest. I do it at least twice a week. And it's at its coldest. And then I just sit and I breathe through it. It really helps with your anxiety. If anybody suffers from anxiety, try the cold shower thing. It's amazing. And it really helps slow your breathing down. You can breathe through it. And the reward is you get the warm shower afterwards. It's really nice.
Oh, that sounds really good, actually.
It's a really good technique.
Yeah. But lavender's very good for anxieties as well.
What else is it good for then? Because obviously you make so many different products. Skin creams or
there's hand creams, there's hand sanitizers, there's daily moisturizer. It's very, very good for the skin. It's just a natural. It's part of the rosemary, sage, and herb as well. So that's why it's really good in cooking. There's a lot of people still use it in Morocco and places abroad. But I'm trying to sort of educate people into cooking with lavender as well.
Few gins. Is there a few lavender infused
We
gin?
have lavender and blueberry mocktail mix.
Oh, nice.
That with blueberries, lemons, crushed ice, mixed with your gin and tonic.
Oh, yeah.
It is amazing.
Yeah?
Absolutely amazing, yeah.
I'll have to take your word for it.
No, we've got lavender coffee as well, and we've got lavender and lemonade tea.
I'd like to try lavender coffee.
Yeah. We've got lavender honey, lavender and coconut, lavender and vanilla, and lavender.
Have you looked for? I mean, I was just thinking of an ad space like on the radio. We got lavender cushions, lavender honey, we got lavender bath bombs, lavender. It's all about lavender. Come to get lavender. Just imagine one of those American style TV adverts. Lavender, baby. What an amazing thing! I think that this whole from the beginning right to right now. It's just a really important thing for people to listen to. You know, there's people out there that have started right from the very beginning. During lockdown, bored at home, got this skill, gonna use it, gonna make some money with it, right? I've spoke to so many people, but to hear that you can use that to branch off into different aspects of business and work in different, cleaning, working in a shop, all these things that you're doing now stemmed from one idea to loads of different ones.
Yeah.
How brilliant. What have you learned during all this? What's like some of whether they're good things, bad things, the lessons that you've learned over the years?
Oh gosh, I think life is full of a learning curve anyway. Every day you learn something different. I think training never stops.
Yeah, important. Yeah.
I've just signed up to one of my friends has got a training agency, and I've just signed up to do the level 7, which is equivalent to a master's in business.
Nice.
So I don't think you can ever stop learning. And I've got so many business ideas that I would love to do.
Aren't they a nightmare? Isn't it a nightmare to have like these amazing ideas? Because my problem is I only have so much time to do. But
I don't have the time to do it.
Exactly.
No. So I'm going to pass all the ideas on now to my grandchildren, because I've got 2 and 1 on the way. I've got a 7-year-old little boy, 4-year-old next week little girl, and 1 on the way. We don't know what that is. Boy or girl? Don't know.
The next generation.
The next generation. The shop is for the grandkids.
I really have got a lot of respect for you for helping your family sort of learn how to run a business. I think that's really important. I mean, it's something that really struck home at the food festival. Actually, I was speaking to Steph from Self-Help Africa, and we were talking about this charity about rather than make money and then build things for people in Africa, they teach people how to build things, teach people how to farm, they give them the tools that and I thought that really has got me thinking. And I spoke to I mentioned it to a guy called Daniel Goodman, who's a day trader in America. Anyway, it's really sort of weaned its way into sort of some of my interviews, because I think it's really important. Like, teaching someone how to run a business is better than going, here's 100 grand, crack on, because that 100 grand goes, right? Say, but if you can teach someone how to make £100,000,
I've never had 100,000.
No, but you get the idea.
We turn over that much, but I've never actually, had it in my pocket. I've had to work at.
Exactly right. You've got that work ethic
to get that, and that's what I want. That's what I've taught my children, that you've got to work to get anywhere in life. And if you want things, you need to save up and get them.
Yeah. Tell me about it. I need new headphones. I want to get some uniform. Like, this is the thing, right? What I do with the biscuit is never been about money. It's never been about, get sponsors. That'd be great. But we're never really like sort of hammering home, we need a sponsor. But it's all about passion. And you think passion's important with doing what you're doing? Do you think it makes it easier?
I'm so passionate about helping other people. Absolutely. I mean, our youngest customer's 23 and our eldest is in the 90s.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how old you are. And I think also the pandemic over the last, 18 months has actually taught people to have a little bit more quality life. So instead of working Monday to Friday and then cleaning the house at the weekend, obviously if they can have that cleaning done in the week, they have their weekends free for that quality family time.
Yeah.
And I think it's important, because life's too short and you need to have that quality time.
Yeah.
And we try to work within everybody's budgets as well, which makes a huge difference. So if people can't afford, I can't afford a cleaner. Yes, you can. And we'll show you how. We'll show you a way of easing your pressures off you, for your home life, so you get that quality time with your family.
How small of a job and how big of a job will you take on? Is there a job too small? Is there a job too big?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's what people need, and something to what they need and what they want is totally different. Everybody's totally different. Every house is totally different. Every home is totally different. People want different things. 1 week they might want the inside of the windows doing, because they want to take their son to football at the weekend, or, one lady said, well, can you just do all the deep cleaning, skirting boards, paintwork for me? And then another said, I want a 2-hour basic everywhere, every week, and then once every 6 months come and do a deep clean. So it's just, everybody's totally different.
Yeah.
Everybody's totally different. So we set up, I like to go and meet my customers, because feedback's very important from them to make them happy. They're paying for a service from us. We provide all the eco-friendly cleaning equipment and products as well, to the customer. So they don't need to do anything really.
Nice. I think it's underrated, having a nice, clean place to live. When you live, I work with, I don't want to say too much, obviously I can't say too much, but with young people that may sit in a messy room and feel fed up about it. And I'm like, go and sort your room out and then see how you feel afterwards. When you look at a nice, clean room or house, or area to work as well, somewhere where you can sort of be. It really does help, doesn't it? It clears your mind a bit.
It really does. And I think, some people are too embarrassed to get cleaners. You'll find that people will tidy up before the cleaners come, or,
Yeah.
that sort of thing you don't have to worry about with us, because we tidy up if we go along. We don't move anything as such, but we just tidy it up and get it off the floor. So
There's that famous scene from The Simpsons where Marge they get a cleaner, they win a cleaner for a week or something, so she's like, and she cleans the house, and she's like, well, this is a house that's ready to be cleaned.
I go into some homes and like, do you really need a cleaner? Yes, because everybody has the different standards. Everybody's totally different.
It's that state of mind, though, isn't it? It makes you feel a bit better.
Yeah, it makes you feel better, and it's that they have that quality time then with their family, and which they appreciate a lot more. And we work together. We work with people. We don't work for them. We work with them.
Yeah,
which I think is really important.
Yeah, I think that's really important too, because I feel like when it comes to working as a team and understanding and communication, there's got to be a fine line between sort of, like you said, working for someone, working with someone, because then you can sort of communicate the issues that you need to get across. It's very important. And, I feel like what you're doing with the cleaning, the gardening, with the shop, with, you say you want to step into care. Is that what you said you wanted to do?
No, I don't want to go into care. I've come out of care.
You come out?
But I was a carer for a long, long time.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
I misunderstood.
Sometimes I get frustrated. I got very frustrated that sometimes you only had like half an hour in someone's home, and they just needed that little bit more of they could have done with an hour. And that's how I thought about helping them older people out. I'm not taking the care away. I don't want to do the care. Yeah. So we don't do anything medication or personal care, but we do everything else. So we can do ironing, we can go shopping for someone, we can just sit there with them and have a chat and a cup of coffee if they want us to, which actually gives the family respite as well. So if you've got family that are living away and you've got an older relative, we can go make them some lunch a few times a week. We can actually sit down with them, make them a cup of coffee, and then while they're having a chat with us, we can actually do the dusting or do a bit of housework for them as well. Nice. So it's just giving that family a little bit of respite too. So we do that sort of thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
When do you rest? Obviously, you got these ideas. Does your mind always race? Like you said, you got new business ideas come all the time. How do you sort of relax that? Because
I started painting again.
Really?
Yeah, I've always been quite arty, and I've always liked painting, and I used to teach painting actually. Really? Yeah, in the local primary school when my children were growing up. So I've always been sort of into a bit of art and things. So I've started doing acrylics, and my grandchildren actually have sold some of their pictures in the shop. I haven't sold any of mine, but my grandchildren have. So they're doing a little bit as well. Nice. And they're just like abstract art, and it looks great, but they're a lot cheaper than abstract art. And it's a bit of pocket money for them. So I've got a wall in the shop that anybody that wants to come and display their artwork, they can. So it's just helping them to get noticed as well.
That's really good. I like that you've got like somewhere you can go to switch off, but then by the time you've finished, you got a bit of art there you can probably sell or
I just go home and I either make some cushions from a sewing machine or I do some artwork.
Oh, there's a phone.
So yeah.
Running business.
Hopefully somebody will get that. Yeah.
Somebody's got it. It's fine.
We're
sat in an office, guys. It's a fully operating business that we're working in right now. I'm kind of in the way. But no, I love that. I'm going to do this thing. It's a dopamine, 24-hour dopamine fast soon. I don't know if I'm going to do it this weekend or next weekend. But it's basically, we've all got these phones and social media, computers, TV, music, books, all this noise, right? And which we love, we all enjoy. And I spoke to a lady called Jenny Black who talks about this. She's a counsellor that deals with the fallout from social media, right? This is the problems that they have with families, things like this, right? She said to me that you can have 24 hours with no TV, no music, no books, no podcasts, none of this, no social media, no phones. And she said it's meant to like reset your brain a little bit. So even though it might be the worst day of your life because it's so boring, by the end of it, you'll have all these ideas and you'll be able to pick and choose what you actually enjoy in life.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try that because I feel like there's always the ideas running through my head, and I do constantly. I've got these things, but sometimes it's worth just finding the one that's actually really important. You know, weeding out the important ideas, the ones that you think are the best to work on.
Well, I went to babysit my granddaughter last night. I have her every Wednesday night for a sleepover. So that's our quality time together.
Oh, yeah.
And then my phone died. I was at her house. I couldn't get a TV to switch on. So we sat there. We did a bit of artwork. We had a bath with a bath bomb.
Yes.
And we read some books. And it was just lovely.
Oh.
It was just so nice that we didn't have that noise in the background. There was no interruption with people ringing.
Yeah.
My phone died. So it was quite nice just to have that
it is
chill.
Nice.
It was only for a couple of hours, but it was just really nice, relaxing time.
Yeah. I went on my honeymoon, went to Egypt, right? And there was this there was nowhere really for internet or anything. The hotel was terrible, but there was one room. They had Wi-Fi. It was this tiny little router that was really trying to work, and you'd see people just sat there just scrolling or they go there, they just sit and scroll on their phones. But it was amazing because we weren't distracted by things. We could just get on with our honeymoon. We went on these excursions or this amazing adventure. So yeah, I think I'm going to try that. It's really important.
Well, I had the grandchildren again last weekend and we just had an amazing time. We walked, we picked up sticks. We actually took them back to the kitchen. We glued, we painted, and they've produced some amazing artwork as well. And they've given it to their mums. So it's really nice.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Have you got any advice for anyone that's just started a business from fresh right now or thinking of starting a business? Any advice on how to go forward and sort of branch out and make this business last?
I think you need the passion and you need determination and you need a lot of self-motivation.
Yeah.
And I think you need to follow your business plan and follow your heart. And I think if people like you, they're going to love your business. And I think if people can see that you're prepared to work and you're prepared to do things and you wouldn't ask anybody else to do it if you're not prepared to do it yourself. And I think you're going to be successful. But it's all about passion. And you've got to get that passion over to your employees as well. Because nobody will do the job the same as what you do.
Perfect.
And that's completely across the board, anywhere, in any business. It's your passion. So your employees, if we've done mental health training here, they're all dementia friends, we're thinking about now doing some team building where we can perhaps organise a barbecue and have I employ a lot of single parents as well that, they want to work, but they think they can't work. But if you encourage them that little bit to work, and they get that work ethic back, we're very family orientated, but I've got some, and it works really well because, I've got a blank moment. Sorry.
It does work. No, what I took out of that was if people like you, they'll like your business. That's what I took out of that, and I think that's very powerful, actually. Because there's a lot of people that are so busy, stressed about the logistics of things and about being on time and getting this right and they forget actually you're looking like a bit of you're looking a bit crazy there, stressing Alex about Pod Aid and the content that needs to be created for it. Why don't you calm down a little bit? It's very important to remember that actually what a lot of people can see is that face.
Yeah.
and how you're reacting to things.
Yeah.
So very important.
But I think, put a smile on your face and work together as a team. I think it's important that you work together as a team and you communicate. And I think whoever wants to start, I mean, I'm always here to listen and to give some advice out. But you've really got to get your business plan, not only in your head, everything's in my head. I have started writing things down. Phone's going again.
Yeah, working business. Ooh, a few more minutes left, guys, and then we're going to get out of here because these guys are like, we need to work. Writing things down is really important, isn't it? I've got like loads of notebooks full of to-do lists.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I have to write down a list of things to do.
But do your priority. Do a list of 10 points. Put your priority jobs at the top, and work your way through it. And if there's a lot of help and support out there for businesses, and you've just got to do your homework really before you start, and do market research as well, because I think that's really important. Because when I started this, we're quite unique. We are, where we will go that extra mile. We're not a normal cleaning company. We're a caring cleaning company, if you like. So we do go that extra mile. So if one of our customers is poorly in bed, but they still want us to go round, and they need a prescription picking up or anything like that, or taking some small provisions like milk and bread, then we'll do that for them. We don't charge for that, but it's on our way anyway, so why not pick it up? So we are a little bit unique to any other cleaning company, really.
Nice. Well, you've definitely taught me a few things today, so thank you very much for chatting to me today. Honestly, I love what you guys do, and after meeting you properly at the food festival, when you just make a connection with people, it's nice. Absolutely. And that's one of the most rewarding things I get from the biscuit is meeting new people properly. So thank you very much for today. If people want to get involved with like the cleaning service, how do they get in touch with you guys? Well, we've got a website, which is lavenderblueservices.co.uk, and from that website you'll get the connections to all the businesses, or you could just email lavenderblueservices@gmail.com, or if it's commercial business, it's lbs.commercial.ltd@gmail.com. Amazing. Honestly, I'm blown away. I really am. I'm not just saying that. I mean, I love it. I love getting inside people's heads and walking around anyway. But when it's somebody that's made a business out of necessity like you have, and it's grown into what it is today, and not only that, you've had to adapt through a pandemic and then grow as well. Yeah. That to me is inspiration. So thank you, seriously. And we've got our online website as well. Yeah? For the hampers. Yeah, what's that? lavenderhampers.co.uk. Make sure you check out the shop in Butcher. I haven't been yet. I'm in to check out your shop. I can't remember the last time I've been to town, honestly. Well, we're getting busy now with a lot of orders. People are coming into us asking us for gifts. They've only got a certain amount to spend on one person, like between £10-20. That's fine. We can put a hamper up or a gift box to anybody's budgets. I even get little children coming in saying, I want to buy something for my mum, and they got like £2. That's fine. I'll find something for them. And I'll wrap it all up nice for them. But some people come in and want to spend £100 hamper baskets. That's fine too. So it's whatever you can afford. You want to spend £1,000? Yeah, that'd be great. Any corporate deals, like something different, instead of having, your normal, you can still have your chocolate, but it will be lavender truffles. And they are absolutely gorgeous. They are, really are. Yeah. I tried one of your truffles. Did I try it? No. What was it I tried? Did I try something? You tried the lavender and lemon cake. That's it. Yeah. Shh. I'm on keto again. I'm being good now. I'm not eating cake anymore. It says. You got to eat cake. It's lovely. Cake is live. And it's coming to, obviously, Christmas. Christmas is coming now. Are you guys making plans for Christmas with the hampers? Christmas? Oh, wow. It's October now. We've got to start talking about it. We're allowed to start to do that now. Okay. I think was it 70-something days to Christmas? It's crazy. It's not far away. As soon as Halloween's over, and then you've got bonfire night, it's Christmas. Is that a British thing of ours, just to count down days till Christmas, or is that a worldwide thing? Everybody's just like... I think everybody counts down to Christmas. It's just exciting. I love Christmas. I love snow.
And I'm very passionate about helping people put things together for a very special present. So anything relaxant, or, we sell mugs because we do tea bags, and we've got wax melts, and we sell the wax burners. So we got diffusers, we've got bath bombs, huge array of bath bombs coming in. We've got donut bath bombs coming in as well. I think Duncan from Planet Donut will be great.
Yeah.
Donut bath bombs, eating your donuts in the bath. That'll be a good one. And yeah, so anybody, it doesn't matter what your budget is. There's always something I can find for you to put together, and we wrap it up really nice. And anybody wants to send presents to anywhere in the UK or the world, really. I've posted out to Australia, Paris. So we can post anywhere in the UK, and we can do it direct from the shop, so you don't have that worry. So anybody that wants, I've got a few presents to send to Scotland, Ireland, Wales, wherever, well, that's fine. So you come in, choose your gifts, and I'll wrap them up and post them for you. I
like the idea of that. I like the idea of sending my mum a lavender care package for Christmas. That's a great idea. She's in Crewe.
That's fine. I'll deliver that. Well, I won't deliver it. I'll post it for you.
My mum won't listen to this, hopefully. I mean, she listens to everything. She listens to my radio show every week. She's always there. Listening to the music. It's great.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I play some naughty music. It's called Naughty Talk for 2 reasons. But yeah, my mind is blown. Honestly, you just constantly come up with these ideas, and you're just a powerhouse for this. So I really appreciate chatting to you. And we'll have to do this again. Obviously, in a few months, check in on you. I'd like to come to the store and have a look and make some lavender purchases. I like the idea of the shower infuser.
The shower steamers, very popular at the moment. They are as well. Yeah, we're launching new services with LBS Commercial as well. We've got a new service that we're going to launch January.
Yeah.
Just need lots more staff now.
Well, get in touch. We'll get on the show and we'll discuss that at some point as well. That'd be amazing. I feel like we could chat for hours. I feel like we really could. See, I told you, man, we get to a point where we just relax and it'd just be like, hey.
Yeah, but you make that person feel really relaxed, so it's great.
It's one of them, isn't it? Maybe it's the coffee. I don't know. Well, I always end up really so for me with social anxiety, right, it's really weird one, especially when it comes to the podcast. I'll start off kind of like, but by sort of like 15 minutes in, it kind of wears off a bit. And you just find like you made a connection with that person, and you're having a conversation, sitting back in your chair, chilling, talking about crazy things. I don't know. But
anybody wishing to sponsor this guy, you really need to. He's awesome.
Oh, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. I'll tell you about a few ideas we've got at the moment, and we are going to be moving sort of more into the visual realm soon. We've got some ideas for vlogs. We really want to help the hospitality industry. So I've had ideas for doing some vlogs with restaurants, sort of showing food and speaking to the owners and stuff. I want to speak to like venues like Albert Shed and get to some unsigned bands and stuff like that, and get some vlogs, some videos. So we're looking for. We've got some cameras coming soon, hopefully. So we're looking at getting out there and showing people what Shrewsbury's made of. Around the world. People listen to the show around the world,
Butcher Row is amazing because we've got House of the Rising Sun, we've got Number 4, and we've got The Bull.
Yeah, House of the Rising Sun. They make a great katsu chicken, by the way. Amazing.
Oh, their wraps are just to die for. They're just amazing. And it's great service because they just pop it over to the shop for me if I need anything.
Oh, nice. Brilliant. You're a great advocate for independent businesses that can grow into something special, and for Shrewsbury as well. So thank you very much for speaking to me today. Guys, can I ask you a favour? I would love for you to go over to our YouTube. I think we've got like 26 subscribers because we've never used our YouTube before. We've never used it and never released much content. The odd vlog now and again, which does all right, but we are going to start releasing vintage episodes of the Shrewsbury Biscuit on our YouTube. So I'm starting off, I think by the time this goes out, last week it was Simon Bell, which is our first ever guest, episode 1. It was amazing because Simon Bell is an amazing author. He's local. He's a great advocate for mental health as well. And we did it in my kitchen when I lived in Bellevue. And the first episode of the Shrewsbury Biscuit was about genocide. We spoke about the Holocaust, but that's because he wrote about it. And it was actually a really important conversation to have. And it's one of my fondest interviews I've ever made. I've done thousands of interviews over the years, but I remember that like it was yesterday. And we're going to be releasing these episodes, so you can listen to them. There's no visuals. It's just there's a test card, and you can listen to these. I've remastered the audio. So go back, subscribe to the YouTube, and get a hold of these old vintage biscuits. We call them vintage biscuits. It's cool, isn't it?
Very cool.
Vintage biscuits. And check out our website too, which is the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast.co.uk. All of our audio is available on there. It's made for us by our friends at Web Orchard. If you need a website, make sure you check out Web Orchard. Peter's a great guy. He'll hook you up. And, you know, our audio is available on Spotify, iTunes, Podbean, even the website. Wherever you get your podcasts from, you can listen to us. Tell your friends about us. Thank you very much, Kaye.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much.
And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.